Welcome in RTD's newsroom for this new edition. Here we have the main topic, a farewell visit of the United Representative in Somalia. China and Germany had a strategic dialogue on diplomatic security affairs.
Thank you for being with us here on RTD's newsroom. The head of state, Ismail Omar Guelleh, has received this morning at the presidential palace Nicholas K, the head of the United Nations mission in Somalia. At the end of his mission, the latter has not failed to congratulate the head of state for the constant and tireless support and efforts for the reconstruction and stabilization of Somalia, side to side with the United Nations forces. Djibouti, as other countries of the region, is participating for the re-establishing the country with the 2 battalions within the African force AMISOM in Beledweyne. Bearing in mind that Nicholas K is in Djibouti for the 3rd time, in an interview that he granted as Nicholas K, head of the United Nations mission in Somalia, has highlighted his impression and gave us details concerning the objective of the meeting with the head of state. He said that the Republic of Djibouti is playing a key role in the reconstruction of Somalia because, as we are witnessing, he said, Djibouti is part of AMISOM forces, and at the international level, the country is known for its tireless effort in participating in peace decision-making process. So this visit is a farewell visit because here I put to an end 2 years of mission in Somalia as a representative of the United Nations Secretary General.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation said in his turn that Mr. K is the Secretary of the United Nations representative in Somalia. During his presence at this post, many things have evolved in Somalia. The political process is an ongoing process in the field. Many things are changing and the future of Somalia is crystal clear today. The security issue remains a major challenge. The Republic of Djibouti is highly concerned about the stabilization of the country through these 2 battalions in Beledweyne, a province with clan issues. In the long run, Djibouti will continue its effort to bring peace and stability. Nicholas K has thanked the head of state for his tireless and relentless efforts in the case of Somalia, and the head of state has appreciated the role of the Secretary of the United Nations representative during the period, and the future remains bright for Somalia. I will say that 2016-2017 will be transitional years, and we hope transparent election will be on the agenda.
News release from the Ministry of Muslim Affairs and Waqf, in which is informing the population that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, religious feast, his birth, will be celebrated on Wednesday, December the 23rd. The Ministry of Muslim Affairs is sending its best wishes to the Djiboutian population for the celebration of the Mawlid al-Nabi, peace be upon him.
The Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed has chaired a meeting the steering committee of the national program of the family solidarity. The objective of the meeting of the steering committee was to present the state of progress of the national program of solidarity and the repartition of beneficiary on the program in each commune and each prefecture. The agenda of this meeting was also to present the accompanying mechanism and management measures. These 2 steering committee meeting, which has been held in the meeting room of the Prime Minister's office, and saw the participation of the Secretary of State to the National Solidarity, Zahra Yusuf Khayat, Minister of Labour, and Abdi Ahmed Hussein, Minister of Environment, Mohammed Musa Ibrahim Balala, the Minister of the Budget, Bode Roble Ahmed, the Minister of Finance, Ijas Musa Dawale, as well as the Education. The concerned ministers have to participate in the steering committee meeting. The Prime Minister said in his intervention he will soon start, as said, I just now start. The 5th is to say the cash transfer for the household who are in need. Just what I want to say here, and would very much like to interdepartmental coordination, and would like in each relevant ministerial department that we have a team that is dedicated to the development of this cash transfer. The teams that works with the Solidarity Department, with the team that makes the identification of household, with the team that has worked for 6 months. This team must be represented in every relevant ministerial department, namely health, education, women empowerment, employment, and finally the environmental. That all the people who must implement a team that will be the correspondent of the team PNSF.
The Secretary of State for the National Solidarity, Zahra Yusuf Faqiyad, in her side said that this meeting is a consultation meeting with all members of the government because this first cash transfer program is a program that is fully funded by the state budget. This is the first of its kind in our country, she said. It's a program that was wanted and supported by the head of state to counter poverty, which is at the heart of their socio-economic problems. It's a program that is intended as rural Djibouti who lives in urban areas. They will receive, she said, money transfer in the amount of 18,000 Djibouti francs per quarter and will be accompanied by a wellness meeting on the theme mother-child health, the child's follow-up in his education, and finally it's to develop income-generating activities for the beneficiaries.
At the initiative of Mr. Ali Farah Assowi, Minister of Justice and the Penitentiary Affairs responsible for human rights, and has held a workshop on the risks and the prevention of terrorist acts. This workshop was held for 2 days on the 19 to 20 December in the Diplomatic Institute of Djibouti. The theme, which has been mainly developed, has focused on human rights and the international cooperation in criminal matters related to terrorism. This workshop was co-organized by the Department of Justice responsible for human rights and the Organization of the United Nations to fight against crime and drug. The objective of these 2 days of intensive training was to give a criminal response to act of terrorism to the different action of the fight against this crime, as well magistrate, judge and prosecutors, representative of the security forces, national security, national police, national navy, coast guard, national gendarmerie, members of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, of the Commissioner of the National Commission of the Human Rights, and of the IGAD took part of this prominent reunion. This workshop was facilitated by Mr. Ali Mohammed Afkarda, Chairman of the Technical Committee of Fight Against Terrorism, by experts of the United Nations system, and by the regional representative of the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights, and was essentially aimed to familiarize all the professionals of this fight to the legislative provision in the field in the Republic of Djibouti and for greater effectiveness.
The Ministry of Health, Dr. Qasim Isaq Osman, with a large delegation of his department, has visited in the region of Dakhil. During his visit, he visited the operating block of the Dakhil Center Hospital. It's also maintained with the notables of the region that it has informed of the forthcoming opening of the operative block, the construction of 2 other health posts to Bandera and Galafi, the training of doctors of cesarean section to achieve the deliveries on the spot and avoid that there is more pregnant women to transfer to Djibouti. The regional hospital building in Al Sabih, which is a region near to Dakhil, will also host all the sick persons of the 2 regions. Finally, the Minister of Health, Dr. Qasim Isaq Osman, has urged all the population of Dakhil to vote for the candidate of development, peace and social cohesion for the future of our country and our children.
The Whole Shark Festival has taken place for the first time in Djibouti to celebrate the world's largest fish in the world. This festival will be held on a period of 1 month from November 28 to December 28, 2015. This festival was born from the urgent need to preserve the fragile marine ecosystem. The Environment Directorate has associated themselves with the Office of Tourism to organize this event. On this occasion, the tourism from around the world will benefit from the unforgettable experience in observing the huge marine animals. Finally, the Festival of the World Shark is an event created to make people aware to the need to preserve the marine ecosystem.
This is a very, very special day for Djibouti. For me, it's probably one of the most exciting days of my life to have the first whale shark festival in Djibouti. to put Djibouti on the map to a lot of leisure travelers around the world, and to have this occasion, grand occasion, in conjunction with the arrival of the first professional diving safari boat, which we're standing on today, which sleeps 22 divers and a crew of 10, a Djibouti registered, Djibouti owned boat, is the beginning of something very, very big for Djibouti tourism.
Still on the national news, under the high patronage of the Mayor of Djibouti, the Municipal Library has celebrated yesterday the third existence birthday within the Municipal Library near to Guled Stadium. The celebration of that historic day was attained by the Deputy Mayor Hussein Kamil, the Director of the Municipal Library Megag Ahmed Mahmoud, and members of this library. This day was animated by traditional dances and sketch prepared for this very special time for the members and beneficiaries of the library. As for the content of the sketch, it sensitized youth to the importance of urging all the documentation to register to better enrich their general knowledge. Note that the Municipal Library was opened on December 19, 2012, and thanks to the foresight policy of the Head of State and Government, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, in the promotion and support for the development and growth of our youth.
The Secretary of State for National Solidarity has organized yesterday at the Tree District a day of awareness and information in order to identify and develop lists of the family living in a deprived situation. This day was part of the framework of establishing an assistance program to poor families. A list of families considered of those living in poverty and will receive a sum of 18,000 francs a year during. The program provides in addition offer of professional training for the benefit of young households and a health component in which the medical follow-up of women and children in need. The President of the Municipality of Pulaus, Said Ayalle, representative of the ADDS, the Prefecture, as well as the inhabitant of the Karset neighborhood, Ambuli and Jebel, attended this day of awareness. Representative of the Secretary of State for National Solidarity will lead similar actions in other neighborhoods.
Moving on to another news, the National Social Security Fund, known as CNSS, have made an act of solidarity and dedication by donating blood today, Sunday, December 20, at their headquarters. The people who have voluntarily given their blood were estimated about 30 people. The CNSS and the responsible of this institution, as the director and the deputy, as well as the staff, attend to this ceremony of this donation. A general practitioner for controlling the quality of blood was mobilized on this occasion.
The network of active women of Pulaus, common members of the National Council of Djiboutian Civil Society, in collaboration with the LEA non-governmental and the international CNSCD, organized a day of remission of microcredit to more 15 women, members of the network of women active in Pulaus. In the conference recom of the National Council of Djiboutian Civil Society, the President of the Commune of Pulaus, Mr. Said Abdi Ilmi, the President of the CNSCD, Mr. Ismail Sanalasi, said, as well as the representative of the non-governmental LEA International, without, however, committing the presence of the many women of the association networks of the Commune of Pulaus were present during this day. The LEA NGO has finally said welcome the initiative undertaken by these women, and especially the constant effort and relentlessly undertaken by the National Council of Djiboutian Civil Society to reorganize the structure and associative networks. The representatives have also affirmed their support and now unwavering Council of Djiboutian Civil Society, and have held that Mr. Ismail Sanalasi has been promoting the strategy of intermediation role and facilitation of dialogue between the development partners and actors of civil society.
Obituary now, Degan artists of families presenting their deepest and sincere condolences to the family the late Rune Dahir, known as Judy Matam. May the Almighty grant her his eternal paradise. It's with a great sadness that we have learned also the sudden death of Madam Sadia Ahmed Douali, mother of the paymaster in Abu Dhabi, Ahmed Mohamed Khairi. In these painful circumstances, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation spokesman of the government, Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, the Minister of Delegate to the International Cooperation, Ahmed Ali Sillai, the Secretary General of the Ministry, Mohammed Ali Hassan, the Ambassador of Djibouti abroad, as well as the whole of the manager and staff of the department, are sending their condolences to the colleague and to his entire family. May the Almighty grant her his eternal paradise. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un.
In the region of Dukel has taken place last Friday a cleaning and sanitation day. This action has been taken on the initiative of the association called Gargar. The Haru neighborhood has benefited from this cleaning and sanitation action. The member of this association, in collaboration with the inhabitant of the district concerned, have in fact undertaken major work of garbage collection. This association, chaired by Mrs. Lula Usman Musa, undertake a multitude of activities in order to improve the framework of life of the city.
Sport news now. The athletes in Djibouti is keeping giving birth to new star, more particularly in the field of long distance race, after the well-known of the international world athletics scene of here is Hassan Abu athlete, which has beaten the old record of 15 kilometers Great Barra with a time record of 42 minutes 47 seconds. The national athletics team is keep improving its performance since its detection in 2011, where he has been great in winning the 2014 Middle Arab Championship Yemen across country. During the Arab Championship of Athletics in Bahrain, the athlete Ibrahim Hassan Bouh has carried out a good time set on the 500-meter race, and he became one of the athletes and the hub of the national team. And now on the regional news, Ethiopian Airlines made history with its first ever female-only operated flight on the Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, Bangkok, Thailand route today, November 20, 2015. The all-female crew and ground staff will be women, from the pilot to cabin crew, from ticketing desk to traffic control. The announcement was made from the Twitter. The airline CEO Tewoldo Gabriel said this is an ample opportunity to inspire young African female students to believe in their dreams and embark to fill the skill gap for aviation professionals. Women are the continent's greatest untapped resource and hereby fully dedicated to ensure the increased number of women in decision-making position on top of key operational area by considering grooming and monitoring success of female employees from top managerial, technical and operational position. We invite, he said, the whole world to watch our all-female operating long-haul flight to and from Bangkok, he concluded.
The first session of the Chinese-German Strategic Dialogue, Diplomatic and Security Affairs was held here on Saturday. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi and German Foreign Minister Frank-Walter Steinmeier held in these talks on Saturday over a series of bilateral and international issues of common concern. Let's hear with more detail.
The first session of the Chinese-German Strategic Dialogue on Diplomatic and Security Affairs was held in Berlin on Saturday. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi and his German counterpart Frank-Walter Steinmeier held talks over bilateral and international issues of common concern. Addressing a joint press conference, Wang said the impact of China-German relations have gone beyond the bilateral scope. He noted that the strategic dialogue reflected the all-round and high-level bilateral ties, saying China is willing to enhance mutual trust and cooperate with Germany within the framework of China Belt and Road Initiative. Steinmeier said the two sides agree to further strengthen bilateral cooperation in various fields, to promote exchange and cooperation on regional issues by holding regular dialogue. The two countries will collaborate more closely in tackling current crisis. He said Germany is willing to strengthen its cooperation with China and to continue to play an active role in promoting the development of Europe and China relations.
And now, concerning the United Nations, the UN Security Council members approved a resolution Friday outlining a peace process for Syria involving talks by representatives of the Damascus government and the opposition. But the draft says nothing on the critical issue of what role President Bashar al-Assad will play. Let's see these comments.
The United Nations Security Council unanimous approval of an international roadmap for Syria peace process was a rare display of unity among major powers on a conflict that has claimed more than 250 million lives. John Kerry praised the unprecedented degree of unity in the Council, which previously has been esteemed in finding a political solution in Syria. He called Friday's agreement a milestone and predicted the diplomatic effort would move forward quickly in the year coming. Turkey said the UN resolution was a positive step toward resolving the lengthy and costly civil war. Russia, however, said it was ready to step up its involvement in Syria if necessary. The resolution expressed support for a Syrian-led political process facilitated by the United Nations. It formalized a target of 6 months for establishing a transitional government followed by elections within 18 months. It also called for the implementation of nationwide ceasefire in parallel with intra-Syrian peace talks, but absent from the UN resolution and the peace plan drafted by the United States. Russia and 18 other countries working together on the Syrian crisis is any mention the future of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. Western countries have called for his departure, but Russia and China say he should not be required to leave power as precondition for peace talk.
A device that looks like a bomb has been on Air France flight from Mauritius has made an emergency landing at Kenya port city of Mombasa after a suspicious device was found in a toilet. Kenya's head of police and the airline. So let's hear with more information.
The Boeing 777 carrying 459 passengers and 14 crew members diverted to Mombasa in Kenya after the suspicious device was discovered. The flight 463 was heading to Charles de Gaulle Airport when the pilot requested an emergency landing at Mombasa Airport. Kenya police spokesman Charles Owino said those on board were evacuated and the suspected bomb removed. Then Air France said investigators are now working to confirm whether the package found on the flight contained explosives. The airport was closed during the operation. Mr. Owino said it requested an emergency landing when a device suspected to be an explosive was discovered in the lavatory. Kenya Airways said that scheduled flight to Mombasa and 2 other international flights within the African continent were disrupted, but that normal operation have resumed.
That was for tonight's edition. Thank you for watching us.